So, what if Instagram started writing your post titles for you and you didn't even ask? So, apparently, Instagram has been generating post headlines and descriptions without our knowledge in an attempt to get more SEO for it. This is an article on 404 Media discovering Instagram is basically deciding what our SEO is going to be for our posts if we don't put anything in the box. And sometimes, even if there is something there, it will just do it anyway. I even found it on mine. This guy, Jeff VanderMeer, found it out. And he made a few posts about it. Now, he's an author, and here are some of his books. I just wanted to make sure that I show them here for you before we get started. Now, what originally happened was Jeff posted a video on Instagram where he had his bunny, and his bunny was eating a banana. And it had no description, had no content, had nothing on it. And what ended up happening was when he looked it up, it says, "Meet the bunny who loves eating bananas, a nutritious snack for your pet." Like, what exactly does that even mean? You know what I mean? Like, that's a very basic thing. And why would that be in Google? Why would that be in, like, especially if Instagram and Google are not the same thing? It's just, you just look up something on Google and it appears there. Like, why would you be typing this in Google in the first place? How is this supposed to give you SEO? Because it says nutritious snack, bananas, bunny, pet. Is that what it is? I'm assuming that's what it is. Now, this happened a second time for him, and it said this one is just for a library group reading Annihilation, one of his own books, for a post that had no text, just an image. Interlooper trilogy, this is turning Google into worse crap. It goes, join Jeff VanderMeer on a thrilling beachside adventure with Mista. And it goes, review a mixture of mystery, horror, science fiction. The Interloper trilogy is about loss and redemption and the human will to survive. And so let's read what that book is actually about. It says, Area X has been cut off from the rest of the continent for decades. Nature has reclaimed the last vestiges of human civilization. The first expedition returned with reports of a pristine Edenic landscape. Excuse me, I am sick. Just forgive me. The second expedition ended in mass suicide. The third expedition ended in a hail of gunfire. As its members turned on one another, the members of the 11th expedition returned as shadows of their former selves, and within weeks, all had died of cancer in Annihilation. The first volume of Jeff VanderMeer's Southern Reach trilogy. We enjoy the 12th expedition. The group is made up of 4 women, an anthropologist, a surveyor, a psychologist, the de facto leader, and our narrator, a biologist. Their mission is to map the terrain, recording all observations of their surroundings and of one another, and above all, avoid being contaminated by Area X itself. They arrive expecting the unexpected. The Area X delivers. They discover a massive topographic anomaly and life forms that surpass understanding. But it's the surprises that came across the border with them, and the secrets the expedition members are keeping from another that changes everything. Now, do you guys think that is a fun beachside mystery horror, or is that not even anything close to it? I think it's nothing close to it. So I'm not really sure why Instagram is doing this. And I guess I just wanted to show you what mine said, because I just wanted to see what would happen if I did the same for myself. So right here, in this one right here, this one I'm clicking over, it says the creator's journey, overcoming nerves to bring cyberpunk, and then I don't get to see the rest. And it says, in this latest reel, I open up about my creative process and the nerves that come with it. As an artist, I strive to bring cyberpunk. And I'm like, I don't remember writing that. That feels weird. So I decided I was going to go check it out because, well, it's my own post. And it's the post I did last week. And I actually did. What I did is, you can see right here, it says, look, everyone, I posted an art reel of my cyberpunk character, Dust. Then I was like, well, what else did I do? And that was it. I didn't do anything else. People were just commenting on my stuff. So what is Instagram doing here? Now, from the 404 Media article, it says that Google is not the one generating them, but pulling them straight from Instagram. And the problem with it is that it's not really accurately depicting anyone's content from Instagram anymore. And furthermore, when they were doing this test, they used a rich result test tool for Google, and it shows that the headline appears under the HTML title tags. They're doing this for anyone and everyone. And on top of generating long descriptions of posts without the user's knowledge, they did this with another person who takes cosplay photos, and it said, Seattle's cosplay photography is a treasure trove of inspiration for fans of the genre. Check out these real-life cosplay locations and photos taken by Mr. Dang Photos. From costumes to locations, get the scoop to recreate these looks and capture your own cosplay moments in Seattle. Why would a photographer who does cosplay, why would a cosplay photographer ever use this? Because it's very misleading. And when I see this, I see inspiration, real life cosplay, real life locations, photos, costumes, get the scoop, recreate these looks, capture your own cosplay moments, cosplay photography. So they're just literally picking up anything and everything that could be used for SEO and just putting it in the headline / title. But the thing is it would be really shitty to go and try to look that up and try to figure that out. You know what, let's do it right now. We're gonna do it right now. And if you guys haven't, please subscribe to the channel. I put videos up twice a week if I can, and please go over to my Patreon. I like to put up my writing, my full res art, and everything else. And let's get back to the video. We'll test. All right, we're gonna do cosplay photographer in Seattle, Washington. Okay, so there's this person, cosplay rubes. So I feel like the person that we're talking about doesn't even show up in the list. In fact, this one person appears twice. Photographer, Seattle area, cosplay model. So when you look it up, it's just looking exactly for this here. But if every one of your posts is posting this long ass thing, that's a description, it's not going to be able to bring up what we're looking for. And I wonder if, you know what, I wonder if that guy, let's look up the guy, right? Mr. Dang Photos. Oops, photos. He doesn't have a lot, but it does say that it does say cosplay, it does say Seattle. He hasn't posted in a long time, but you know, he's got beautiful, beautiful photos. But what are you going to do? Instagram has now decided that it's going to just do whatever the fuck it wants with your content. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, are these headlines and descriptions the alternate text? No, they're not. I feel like, based on what I was reading, that the generations that it's making is kind of similar to what the alt texts would have been. It has to be something similar. So what do you do to deal with something like this? Well, I think the best thing to do is write descriptions. Definitely put in some tags, even though Instagram is dumb about tags. Just do it anyway. Make something that sounds like a header, or not a header, but something that sounds similar to a title. Because if they're going to do this, and they didn't do it for every post of mine, because I looked up different posts. They did it with some posts and not others. So I feel like it's back and forth. Even I feel like if you don't give it a good description, it will do the description for you. It'll just override whatever your description is if it's not good enough. So if you guys are still posting on Instagram, I don't know if some of you are, this just makes me see that is Instagram even a place that you want to be in 2026? Like yes and no. It's always the same answer too. It's like yes and no. Yes, I want to be there because people will message me on there and they'll find my art on there and I get follows on there. And no, because it's like plagiarism, machine training, people not getting to see your stuff, Meta just deciding it's going to do whatever. Apparently for a minute, Meta did make the search bar the AI bar, which was like, why were you doing that? It's stupid. And I think what this comes from is it comes from maybe this thing right here. It says that August 29th, this was a few months ago, Google is indexing Instagram posts, what you must know. And here, I'm going to turn off my thing again. Right here, it says you could boost its visibility, help you reach new audiences, and give your content longer life outside of Instagram, but it's only after 2020 and onwards. It says if you want to opt out, turn off indexing in your privacy settings, switch back to a personal account, or set your account to private. For SEO, use clear captions with keywords, pick 5 to 8 relevant hashtags, and always add alt text and geolocations. Why the fuck would you want to do that? It says Instagram is making this change as more people, especially Gen Z, use social media to search information instead of Google alone. And here's another post here that says Instagram is adding AI generated headlines to some posts. And it says right here, no one asked for this. And it looks like from here, it seems that Emmanuel Myberg says that they've confirmed that Instagram is also generating headlines for other users on the platform, all without permission or knowledge. Google told Myberg that the headlines are not coming from its AI generations, although it's been using deceptive AI generated headlines of its own on Google Discover. In fact, the company says it's a search engine is simply pulling the text from Instagram itself, like I said before. But it does say right here that a Meta spokesperson has confirmed to the person who made this one that it recently started generating these titles using AI. The goal, according to the spokesperson, is to make it easier to know what a post is about before you click the link. This is also noted that these headlines might not be totally correct. As with all AI products, in addition, the spokesperson explained that search engine optimization indexing is not necessarily new. The company has been doing this for years in the US and to increase visibility for posts from professional accounts. It says no one is surprised that Instagram is indexing posts for search engines. Most social media platforms do this. Otherwise, you'd never be able to find any of their posts on platforms like Google. The issue is generating fake headlines with AI without telling anyone about it. Just because Meta AI is capable of generating headlines doesn't mean it's good at it, or that it should, especially when its users never consented to the practice in the first place. It'd be one thing if Instagram had an option before you post something like generate a headline for me using Meta AI that will appear in search engine for my post. Most of us would opt out of that, but it'd be at least a choice. However, it appears Instagram decided that users like VanderMeer weren't capable of writing a headline as clever as "Meet the bunny who loves eating bananas." So are you guys okay with Instagram writing headlines for your posts? Do you think this helps creators or just quietly just shoves us under the rug? And do you think this will bring any kind of audience to you? Where do you draw the line between helpful and platform overreach? Because I feel this is definitely overreaching for me. Do you trust Instagram? Do you trust Instagram's AI to represent your artwork? I feel that this should have an opt-out. What do you guys think? Or opt-in or whatever. Some way to not have this happen. Now, if you guys, oh my goodness, I want to thank you guys for being here. Please subscribe to my channel. It'd be cool if I could get to 15K by the end of the year. But the trajectory is not looking good. Not looking good. Also, subscribe to my Patreon. And if you guys want something for Christmas, my VGen is back open. So I'll see you next time, guys. Peace out.